Welcome back to the Making the Madness YouTube channel. Sean back again for some pretty interesting news here. It's somewhat recruiting news, but not to impact next season necessarily. But it's huge news because one of the top prospects of the past decade and the upcoming decade, more than likely, Amani Bates, has decommitted from Michigan State. A pretty interesting development. He committed super early. He committed around May or June of last year, and he is a 2022 prospect. He's only 17 years old. He was born in 2004, January of 2004, so he pretty recently just turned 17. He committed when he was 16. So when guys commit so early, it's always tough to see if they're ever going to play for the program. We've seen that quite a bit. Like Kyrie Walker, he committed to Arizona State when he was like a freshman in high school, and then decommitted when he was a junior, and then I think he's in some kind of program getting ready for the NBA draft. But when you commit so early, it's not a surprise to see guys decommit because you're just so young. So many things can change. And with the G League program now becoming a thing, that could kind of change what Bates is thinking. But he still, isn't eligible for the NBA. He's a junior right now. He could spend his senior year in high school still, or he could reclassify. If he reclassifies, he has to spend 2 years either playing college or a year in college, a year in the G League, a year in the G League, and a year overseas. He is not eligible for another 2 years into the NBA draft if he reclassifies, and it'll be normal time frame if he decides to stay for his senior year of high school. But he's one of the more prestigious prospects because of the skills he has. He's 6'8" already. He's 200 pounds. He draws a lot of comparisons to a lot of talented wings like Paul George and Kevin Durant. He can pull up from pretty far out. There was a clip that went pretty viral of him recently pulling up from the logo. But he's super inconsistent shooting-wise in high school right now. He just takes too many weird shots. He tries to do too much. And in college, that's certainly going to have to change. Or he's going to be super inefficient but make a lot of highlight plays. We'll see what ends up happening there. But when thinking about what his next move could be, obviously you have to think about, will he decide to go the pro route? He could reclassify, like I said earlier, or he could stay in school. But let's just say he stays until he graduates as a senior. So 2022, we're still a year away. Jalen Duren is the second-ranked prospect in that class. He seems all but a lock to go to the G League at this point. So will Amani Bates follow suit, or will he look elsewhere? When you look at his offers, Kentucky was certainly involved with him. So could John Calipari be making a move to get Emoni Bates to Lexington? Michigan was involved. Florida State was involved. But anybody in the country is going to get involved. I mean, when you have that kind of talent, anybody that needs a talented player will go after him. He is ranked as a 1,000 ranked prospect per 24/7 Sports. There is only 6 when you include Chet Holmgren in the 2021 class as a perfect 1,000 prospect. The others being LeBron James, Dwight Howard, Greg Oden, R.J. Barrett, and Andrew Wiggins. So pretty good company there for Amani Bates. He's going to probably be the first overall pick in the 2023 NBA draft because of the talent he has, his skill set, his size, his athleticism, his shooting ability from far out at such a young age. I think that he's ultimately probably going to go the pro route. He just seems like a guy that the G League is made for, a guy that could be a lottery pick if he was able to enter the NBA draft tomorrow, similar to Jalen Duren. Both guys, if they were able to enter the draft tomorrow, they would be lottery picks. That's kind of just what it comes down to. And that's kind of who the G League was made for. It's made for guys like Jalen Green and Jaden Hardy, guys who will spend 1 year in college anyways, but there's going to be the guys like Cade Cunningham and Evan Mobley who decided to go to college to play that one season, play in the tournament. It's just such an interesting thing we have going on because it's going to be different for every guy. Some guys are going to want to get that pro experience, and some are going to want to wait. It certainly depends because with the name, image, likeness stuff likely soon to become a thing, as long as the NCAA stops delaying it because, it's pretty ridiculous. But once they actually get that to pass, money-wise, I wouldn't be surprised if college players can make more or just as much in college than playing in the G League, because the 500 grand max that the G League Ignite program can pay to a prospect, it goes from, I think, 100,000 to 500,000. Only the top end guys are going to get 500,000, and there's only one team of G League guys, so not everybody's going to go to the G League. But for those who do, you can definitely make money. 500,000 is nothing to sneeze at, of course. But when you're going to be a top pick and you're signing a $30 million contract the day you get drafted, that 500,000 is not going to matter. So it's kind of, do you prefer getting experience against professional basketball players like Jarrett Jack and Amir Johnson were on the G League Ignite team with guys like Jalen Green, Isaiah Todd, Jonathan Kuminga last season? Do you prefer to do that? Or do you prefer to play in college, be on TV more, and probably get more national recognition, but NBA scouts will watch wherever? That's kind of what it comes down to there. But it's kind of just a preference thing. I think Amani Bates is going to go to the G League Ignite program. I just don't see a way he ends up playing college. That's kind of just been my guess the whole time, that he was going to go the professional route. Even when he committed to Michigan State out of the jump, I was kind of like, all right, I don't really think he's going to actually play for Michigan State, but we'll see what ends up happening. I'm a little more surprised it happened now, because as time went on, I was more and more convinced that he would become a member of Michigan State, because he seems super committed, but obviously things change, and I would guess if I had to bet on it, I would say he's going to the G League. But obviously, we'll see what ends up happening there with Emoni Bates. He's one of the more talented prospects of the last decade for sure, and I'm curious to see what he ends up doing. Definitely when the time comes, we'll be making a video about where he ends up choosing. Probably not going to be a decision anytime soon. I don't expect him to reclassify. I'd assume he just stays in high school for another year and then makes a decision sometime in this calendar year for his college or professional career. But definitely wanted to make a quick video on it, explain kind of where I think he's going to end up, which is a G League, and why that was the case. Definitely like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and until next time, have a good one.